Have you ever noticed that we treat our bank account like a monster in a horror movie? You know you shouldn't look, but you just can't help yourself. You pull out your phone, squint one eye shut, and peek through your fingers at the balance, half expecting it to jump out and scream, "Boo!" And when the number is exactly what you feared it would be, you feel that familiar drop in your stomach. It's a very dramatic, very human, and very, very silly little ritual. You're looking for evidence that things have changed, but all you're really doing is confirming for your subconscious that you are still living in the land of not enough. It's one of the most common trips and falls in the world of manifestation. You're trying to run a marathon of abundance while repeatedly stopping to stare at your feet, wondering why you haven't reached the finish line yet. Well, today we are officially ending this tragic comedy. We are going to explore this exact problem through the eyes of two absolute heavyweights, the mystical philosopher Neville Goddard and the gloriously unapologetic Reverend Ike. We are going to unite Neville's profound discipline for living in your inner vision with Reverend Ike's powerful demand that you get out of the mental ghetto of poverty for good. This isn't about choosing between inner work and outer confidence. It's about understanding that true, lasting prosperity is a unified state of being. It's a seamless fusion where the feeling of wealth on the inside perfectly matches the expectation of wealth on the outside. It's a state of mind where you no longer feel the frantic urge to check for the monster, because you finally know, deep in your bones, that you own the entire castle. So how do we get to that place where we feel like we own the castle? The problem, as Neville Goddard would patiently explain, is that we are constantly misusing the royal architect. That architect is your own wonderful human imagination. See, most of us treat our imagination like a cosmic short-order cook. This cook is infinitely powerful, works 24/7, and has one simple rule: he makes whatever you order. The catch is, you don't order with your words. You order with your feelings. Every time you peek at your bank balance, and your stomach sinks with that old, familiar dread, you've just shuffled up to the counter and grumbled, "I'll have the usual." A plate of, just barely scraping by, with the side of, "I hope I can make rent." And the cosmic cook, who is nothing if not obedient, just nods and says, "One plate of panic coming right up." You are living in the end of an order you placed out of habit. You're confirming the very reality you desperately want to change, serving it up to yourself again and again. This is precisely where Reverend Ike would bang his fist on the counter and agree with Neville, though probably with a lot more flair. Neville gives you the metaphysical menu, showing you that you can order anything. Ike is the guy who grabs you by the shoulders and yells, "Why are you still eating at this greasy spoon diner of lack? Get out of this mental ghetto." They are both telling you the same thing. The inner environment you choose to inhabit, the feeling state you order up, is the only cause. Your bank account is just the plate it's served on. It's not the chef. So here's the game. The next time you feel that twitchy little urge to check your balance, to look for the monster, stop. Close your eyes. Instead of peeking at your phone, walk up to the counter of your mind. See the cosmic cook standing there, pencil behind his ear, waiting for your order. And with the calm, happy assurance of someone who knows they have an unlimited line of credit, you place a new one. You don't argue about the plate of worry that's sitting there. You just change your order. Actually, you say with a smile, "I'll have the grand platter of unexpected income and delightful financial ease, please." If you're enjoying this new way of looking at the menu of life, and you're ready to start placing some better orders, do me a solid and hit the like button and subscribe for more. It helps this message reach more people who are tired of eating the same old meal of mediocrity. This isn't about delusion, it's about decision. You are deciding to feel the reality of your new order being fulfilled right now, which is the only way the cosmic cook knows to start preparing it for you. Now, once you've placed that new order with the cosmos, you do not stand there tapping your foot and looking at your watch. You don't peek into the kitchen to see if the cook is really working. No, honey, you walk back to your table with a glide in your stride. This is where Reverend Ike grabs the microphone and turns the music up. Because feeling it on the inside is the engine, but your self-image is the shiny, glorious Cadillac you drive down the street. You have to get out of the mental ghetto, and that means you have to stop acting like you live there. Poverty has a posture, you know the one. It's that apologetic little hunch, that way of walking into a room as if you're trying to take up as little space as possible. It's the posture of someone hoping the universe won't notice them and send another bill. You're walking around like you're apologizing for the air you breathe. That has got to stop. You have to walk into the room, any room, like you have a certified check in your pocket for the full asking price of the building. Shoulders back, head up, make eye contact. You are not a stray cat hoping for a saucer of milk. You are the owner of the dairy, and you have to stop talking broke. That is the official language of the mental ghetto. The "I can't afford it," the "that's too expensive," the "must be nice." You are programming yourself for lack with every syllable. From now on, you don't say "I can't afford it." You say "I'm choosing not to direct my funds there at this time." Doesn't that feel different? It's a statement of power, of choice. You are the one in charge of your magnificent resources. You are not a victim of your price tags. This isn't about being fake. This is about being congruent. If you have successfully ordered up the feeling of spiritual wealth and abundance on the inside, as Neville taught, then your body must follow suit. The inner feeling and the outer expression have to match. Otherwise, you're sending the cosmic cook another mixed message. You're ordering the steak dinner but wearing a bib that says, "I only eat gruel." The universe gets confused and just brings you more gruel because your bib is screaming louder than your order. So I want you to think about this. What is one tiny ghetto habit you're still clinging to? Is it saving the good towels for guests who never come? Is it walking past the organic berries to buy the bruised, discounted ones because you think that's more responsible? Tell me in the comments, what is one small act of poverty thinking you are going to drop today? Because upgrading your self-image starts with these tiny decisions. It's time to start using the good towels on yourself. You are the guest of honor in your own life. Act like it. But let's be honest, there's a moment, isn't there? The gotcha moment. You've been walking with your shoulders back. You've been saying, "I choose not to direct my funds there." You've been feeling like $1,000,000 on the inside. And then the rent is due, or the car makes a sound it has never made before, or an email arrives with an unexpected bill that makes your heart do a little tap dance of terror against your ribs. In that instant, all your fine inner work can feel like it's about to evaporate. Suddenly, the shiny Cadillac of your new self-image sputters and stalls. This is the critical juncture. This is where most people panic and run right back to the familiar comfort of the mental ghetto. You start checking your banking app not every day, but every hour. You refresh your email, certain that a notification about a surprise inheritance is just one click away. You find yourself doing frantic mental math in the shower, trying to figure out how the old numbers can possibly cover the new bills. You have reverted to form. This is the moment of truth. This is where Neville Goddard's teaching on persistence becomes your lifeline. Persistence is the non-negotiable price of admission to your new reality. It is the spiritual muscle you must develop. When the 3D world screams, "Look at this lack," your job is to calmly, lovingly, and stubbornly refuse. This is the art of denying the senses. You must look at that bill, acknowledge it, and then immediately return to the inner certainty that the funds are already yours. You do not argue with the bill. You do not panic about the bill. You simply return to the feeling of relief, of abundance, of the problem already being solved. This is where you must hear Reverend Ike's voice booming in your ear, telling you not to look back at the ghetto you just left. Looking at that bill with fear is looking back. Fretting over the due date is packing your bags for a return trip. You have to treat the evidence of lack like an old newspaper article about a life you no longer live. Oh, that's old news. That's been handled. You have planted a seed in the fertile soil of your subconscious. The time between planting and sprouting is not empty. It is a sacred interval of becoming. Your only job is to water it with faith, not to dig it up every 5 minutes with a shovel of doubt to see if it's growing. That bill, that unexpected expense, is not a sign that it isn't working. It is a test of your persistence. The universe is asking you, are you serious about this new order? Or were you just window shopping? Your calm, unwavering return to the feeling of your wish fulfilled is your answer. So how do we put this all together? How do we synthesize the profound inner work of Neville with the glorious outer swagger of Reverend Ike? We now have the map and the fuel. Neville has given us the precise blueprint for changing the subconscious mind, and Ike has given us the high-octane confidence to drive it off the lot. Now it's time to give you the keys. This is the secret weapon, the practical technique you can use anytime that old, twitchy urge to check for lack begins to surface. I call it the royal reset. The next time you feel that pull, that anxious need to look at the monster in your bank account, stop. Just for 90 seconds. Find a quiet corner, close your eyes, and perform the Neville portion. Do not visualize money falling from the sky. Instead, imagine you just finished checking your balance, and the number you saw filled you with a profound sense of peace, security, and giddy relief. Feel that specific emotion. Feel your shoulders drop away from your ears. Feel the sigh that escapes your lips. Feel the easy, calm smile spread across your face. Hold that feeling of it is done for a full 60 seconds. Now open your eyes. This is the Ike portion. Do not let that feeling go. Carry it out of your inner world and into your body. Immediately stand up taller. Pull your shoulders back. Lift your chin. Walk across the room, but walk with the posture of the person who just saw that wonderful number. You are no longer walking like someone hoping to make rent. You are gliding like someone who owns the building. You have just reset your entire being to the frequency of wealth. This is the most important part. You have just successfully planted a seed of abundance. The absolute worst thing you can do now is to perform a mental abortion by going and checking your actual 3D balance. That act of doubt tells the universe you don't trust the seed you just planted. Your royal reset is a sacred act of creation. Protect it. Maintain this new mental diet. Your job isn't to check for sprouts. Your job is to walk, talk, and act like the harvest is already guaranteed. So there it is. The unified key to the kingdom. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the creator of them. Your bank account, your bills, your entire financial world is nothing more than a delayed echo of your dominant inner conversation. Stop begging the echo to change. You change the sound. Stop pleading with the mirror to smile. You smile first. You are the cause, the source, the one and only operant power in your universe. The world doesn't happen to you. It happens from you. The next time doubt whispers in your ear, I want you to shout this truth from the core of your being. I am so wealthy. My inner feeling and outer reality are in perfect, glorious agreement. That is your new operating system. If you are ready to master this unified power and make this your permanent state of being, make sure you subscribe. We are just getting started on this journey together, fusing the inner discipline of Neville with the outer magnificence of Ike. So go forth. Stop checking for the monster under the bed. The monster isn't real, but the castle is, and you have the keys. After all, the only balance you ever need to check is the one that confirms I am the wealth mindset.